Hi, Scorpios. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to your February 2026 single psychic prediction. Today, I'm going to be using some charms and some initials, lots of cards, lots of messages from our spirit guides. What's next in love? What's coming towards you? Please use this reading to help you to manifest a love that you are worthy and deserving of, or to confirm a love that's come into your life recently. Let's call in our guides. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's newly guided here for the first time. Spirit, I call upon you for loving messages. What is it that you have for us? What is it that you need us to know? We're heading into Valentine's Day, so I have lots of Valentine's Day treats for you and cards and fun stuff. So let's see what they have. Spirit, I call upon you for loving messages. Cupid, love grows. So a love that grows. I want that. I want, I'm not looking for something fast, right? I'm looking for something that lasts. I'm looking for something forever. Cupid loves nurture and pets. I like the pet as delivering a message. Can you see that? It's, I'm going to say maybe somebody has a pet in their life. I almost felt like that's a clue. The walking the dog, maybe we meet walking a dog, we meet at a dog park, you know, something. We both have animals, we both are animal lovers, something very, that could be something that connects the two of you. Cupid begins anew, something new. Okay, so so is Cupid bringing you new? Okay. And one more, I have Cupid is mending hearts. Look at, he's like sewing these little hearts. Oh, so there's some healing. I say that all the time, that you can heal, and they're saying Cupid is shy. All right, so one of you could be more introverted than the other. I always say that you can heal your heart and fall in love at the same time. You don't have to wait until, you know, I'm completely healed. We're all working on that. I don't think anybody's ever, you know, where they want to be. They're always working on something. Spirit, please share with me. I have your mind. Okay. Possessiveness. Okay. A little bit of, I don't want you to be with anybody else. I have autumn time. I felt not necessarily autumn as much as Virgo, Libra energy, Scorpio, Sagittarius energy. So it could be like a season that I'm feeling. I have enamored. Okay, a love potion. I like that. This feeling of, you know, did you give me a love potion? You know, did you cast a spell on me, a love spell? Did you, you know, what have you done to me? I always love that energy. I always love when somebody's like overwhelmed, but in a good way. And you just kind of look at each other and just say, wow, you know, like this is crazy love. Okay. So maybe we do feel that way. Maybe we do feel like something, you know, somebody gave me a love potion. That's a fun feeling. I have a watch, and they're saying very soon. So that could be, I'll do some time cards also towards the end, but they could be saying that this love is coming very soon. All right, let's see what the cards are saying. Spirit, please share with me. I have a 7 of mirrors, and that's my 7 of swords. Okay. I have a 4 of pentacles. Possessive again. Possessive, that this possessiveness and possessive, you know, that's not a common word. The fact that those are 2 key words right in a row, it could be something, this is in connection to a past. This is in connection to, I'm holding back for some reason. So maybe somebody in the past was very controlling, very possessive, and that was kind of the demise of our relationship. I have an 8 of butterflies, an 8 of flutes, which is my 8 of cups in this card, in this particular deck. And then I have a judgment. So right now, what's jumping out at me is the 8 of cups, the 8 of cups. They're sharing with me that you're having a hard time with the healing that's taken place, or you're still struggling with a broken heart. Some of you, you're having a hard time trusting again. You're having a hard time believing again, is how they're showing me. You feel like there are people out there that want to be in a relationship for the wrong reasons. Okay. You feel like there's too many people out there that are users, or they only want one thing. So maybe that's, you have a tendency to attract that. You have a tendency to attract a person who they're looking for casual. So you've got to be a little bit wiser up front, Spirit's saying, and you've got to push that energy away before it happens to you, so that you don't waste your time, so that you're not being hurt over and over again by the wrong types of people. So you've got to ask a lot more questions up front. Okay, take it slower, don't give it away, so to speak. Don't jump into a physical relationship with somebody. You don't have to. I have an Ace of Rose, an Ace of Wands. This person's going to want you for the right reasons, is how it just came into me. So their first impression of you is, I'm going to say wow. I'm going to say that that's a wow card. But I feel like I'm having a hard time with finding the person who only wants one thing. And where's the person out there that I'm excited about that's not what they're looking for? So trust me that Spirit has that for you. I have a 5 of Swords. So the key word is tattletale. They're saying know-it-all. So maybe you pushed a controlling know-it-all out of your life. It's kind of an interesting word. They're saying that you struggled with somebody that you couldn't tell them what to do. They were always right. You were always wrong. And especially if one of you is leaning more towards being introverted, then maybe they took advantage of that. They took advantage of that personality trait. I have a 6 of Wands. This is success. I feel like this is coming into me more as I want to be with somebody that I'm proud to be with. Like, this feels like I was embarrassed. I was always embarrassed with what this person was going to say next. They tried to put words in my mouth. Spirit just said, you're not there today. You're not headed there today. And I think that that's where they want to show you that you can win in love. You can find somebody who, hands you this beautiful rose and says, hey, let's get going. Let's get this started. They're saying we're both looking for the same thing, I think is important. I feel like that comes to the surface fairly quickly. Either we both admit that we don't play around, Spirit's saying. Okay, so it's somebody who, doesn't just sleep with everybody and isn't really interested in that at all. So I'm going to say that's going to be your first clue. I have opening up. This is my 8 of Wands, opening up. So I'm going from this rosebud to this blooming flower. I like that for the 8 of Wands because it's a change, right? It's a shift. I'm blooming. It's blooming. Something is ready to bloom. How about that? So I'm just going to grab that for a second, the sense of it's blooming. Okay, I like that. And the bottom of the deck, I have a date card, the 2 of Wands. Okay, a date card. An invitation, they're saying. I said, what is this card? They're saying it's an invitation. Okay, so what is the invitation? It's, it's a date. It's I want to take you somewhere. Will you go with me somewhere? Maybe you're the +1 to a wedding. Maybe you are the person that they want to take to a reunion, an office party. I don't know, but it's an invitation of some kind. I feel like it's bigger than just a date. I don't necessarily feel like it's our first date. I feel like it's hey, I've got to go to, I got a wedding coming up, in the early spring. Do you want to go to the wedding with me? I have to RSVP. So it also just gave me a kind of a sense of this person is already assuming that we'll still be together. Because if they're asking you now to go to a wedding with them in the early spring, that's months away from when I'm recording this. And that's telling me that they can see that we'll still be together. We'll still be dating. So this is somebody who has a good sense of projection, or a good sense of, I see us together. I see us staying together, remaining together. So that felt nice. Okay, so let's get, and I have lots of fun stuff today. So I have these beautiful little hearts for Valentine's Day. And I'm going to take a handful and just get a handful of clues and see what they want you to know with these little hearts. So we'll get a handful of these guys, and we're just going to put them across the top. So I have Hug Me. Okay, you guys all remember these, right? They're just like pure sugar. They're cute. All right. I have Sweetheart. I have Miss You. Somebody could be thinking of somebody out there, especially around Valentine's Day. I have XOXO. That felt for a second there of leaving you a message. Like if I left you a note on your kitchen counter, like if I had slept over and I said, hey, I love you, baby, XOXO, you know, and it felt like there was like a sticky note, you know, that somebody would leave. I have Love. Okay, I'm starting to feel that love. I have Sweetheart again, and I have Sweetheart again. There's only so many different words, but obviously Sweetheart wins the repetition there. Okay, so let's see what else they want us to know. Tell me more about this connection, Spirit. What is it that you have for us? Anything about this connection that you want us to know? I have a cruise. Could be our first vacation together. I want to take you away. I want to go on a cruise, a honeymoon cruise. Nice. I have an artist. Somebody has a very artistic side to them. Maybe they truly paint or draw or sculpture or pottery, something artistic. I have an Aries energy. I have a Capricorn energy. I have a storm. After a storm comes the rainbow. I have summertime. I love the summer. I love the beach. I love cruise ships. I want to go on. I like the Caribbean. I like to travel. I like warm weather. We're getting big snowstorms while I'm recording this, so it's probably going to vibe with people. I have music industry. I love the music. I love the music industry. I wish I was a part of it. Maybe I'm trying to break into the music industry. That's a part of creativity as well, if they're in something musical. I have a tattoo. That would be creative. They could be a tattoo artist. Maybe they have tattoos. Maybe that's a clue. That they have tattoos. You complete me at the bottom. You complete me, and you're the missing puzzle piece. I feel whole with you. So I'm going to go with that for now as far as a couple of clues. Let's see what sign they may be. So we had couple of signs already. I have a Cancer. I have a Pisces. I have a Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I have a Sagittarius, and let's get one more. I have a Scorpio. They could be a Scorpio also. Okay. So let's see what else they want to share with you today. What about them? Anything about them I should know? Anything coming our way I should know? Let me see. I have the number 25, a maverick. I love that. A rule breaker, independent, fearless, likes to live outside of the box, and has a tendency to be a risk taker. So that could be exciting for you. There's a cowboy energy. Who's this cowboy? I feel like that's attractive to me. I feel like they push the envelope. They're the person that they don't get in trouble, but they're the person in the parking lot when it says don't park here. They're like, I'm only going in for 5 minutes. And they push the envelope and you sit in the car nervous because you're afraid you're going to be towed, so they push the envelope. They're big boy, Spirit just said. So divine masculine, they make their own decisions. Nobody's going to tell them what to do. I have a chandelier, luxury, elegance, sophistication. I feel like I feel like you're the chandelier and he's the cowboy, or she's the cowboy, cowgirl. So I feel like it's a little bit of a odd couple in a sense. Like, we're not necessarily cut from the same cloth, but for some reason we really are perfect for each other. And he or she sees you as elegant and sophisticated and polished and put together and shining, like that chandelier. And then there's a part of you that looks at them and says, you're kind of rough around the edges. You definitely are rough around the edges. And they're like, I know, I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. So it's interesting because you're not necessarily cut from the same cloth. Is it opposites attract? Probably. I have a coffin. After a loss, after an ending is always a new beginning. So it doesn't mean that we've had a death in the family. It's more of an ending. I have closure, they're saying, more so than anything. And I have a stallion. Yeah, this person, there's a wild stallion. Who's this stallion? Who's this cowboy stallion? I don't know. I mean, that's what it feels like. I feel like I'm in the wild, wild west here. Yeah, I mean, there's a sense of, they're saying sexual energy. Desire. There's a sense of wildness about this person. Doesn't mean they don't hold a job. Doesn't mean that they're not stable. They're a little rough around the edges. Maybe that's what's exciting about them. They're not going to bore you. I'm going to tell you that right now. So I like this kind of wild stallion energy. An Italian stallion, like, who is this? Who is this sexy? It's a sexy energy. I'm going to say it that way. Sexy cowboy. Let's get one more of these. And I have clouds. Okay. I'm going to put that with the closure that, you say to somebody, what happened? And they say, we just had a lot of misunderstandings, miscommunications. We had a lot. I always felt like there was something hanging over us, like the past or unhealed wounds, Spirit saying. So I feel like it wasn't any one particular thing that maybe ended something, but maybe a lot of things that just kind of were there. So maybe this person's vulnerable. They're willing to share, things like that. Let's get some initials, first initials, last initials. Let's see what they want to say to you. So I have some beautiful pink for my Valentine's Day, my February letters. So first initials, last initials. Hopefully you will, for those of you that are trying to connect to something or get some confirmation. Otherwise, they're just a handful of clues, okay? I have an E. I have a U, another E. I have an I. I have an L. The letter C. I have an O. Another O. I have a W. Another I. Another I. Okay, lots of vowels. I have an L. I have a K. and I have the letter T. Okay, so for some of you, that could definitely be connecting. And look at it, even says cow, like cowboy. I mean, this is you know, there's a cowboy out there for somebody. That's really funny. All right, let's see what else they have. Spirit, what else do you need us to know about this connection? You're going to have a good time, they're saying. You're going to have a good time. This person's a little bit wild. It's a wild ride, okay? But you know what? Some people like that. Some people like spontaneity. They like somebody that they don't expect the same thing over and over again. So you may be pleasantly surprised. I have a King of Swords. I have a Six of Swords. I have a Hanged Man. And I have a Four of Wands. I feel like this person has had a lot of time in between. And the six of Swords is coming into me more as the number 6, like 6 years, something like that. It could be 6 months, but it feels like I've been alone. Let's just say I've been alone for 6 years. I haven't been in a long-term relationship. I haven't lived with anybody. I haven't been with anybody. I've dated off and on, but nothing serious. Just been kind of hanging out with myself, getting to know myself, learning about myself. So for some reason, I feel like it's a period of time more than anything. And I've given a lot of thought to what I want. This person would consider a commitment in the future. This person would. They're saying, yeah, they're wild, but they'll also settle down. Okay. So there's a sense of, we'll talk about it. Okay. Maybe we don't talk about it in the beginning. Maybe they say, when we get there, we'll talk about it, but I'm not against it. Okay. So you ask those early questions in the beginning. What are you looking for? And they say, I'm open to it. I'm not against it. But when we get there, if that's where we're at, then we'll talk about it. You know, so I do feel like they're very honest with kind of those issues, like how they feel about those issues, future issues, important issues, commitment issues. I have a 3 of Pentacles. I have a 9 of Wands. I have a 5 of Pentacles. And I have a 6 of Wands. So there's a part of me that is saying, I'm going to say a story of hard times. I am. Part of me feels like a sickness because this person has a wounded shoulder. So it could be something like, not sickness, but I had to have rotary cuff surgery. You know, it feels like that. It feels like I had to have knee surgery, knee replacement, shoulder surgery. So it feels like that. I feel like that was a setback. I was sore for a long time. I had the surgery, then I had to recuperate. So that could be something in somebody's background. And then it's a feeling of basically I'm just focusing on, I do feel like they're successful at what they do. I will say that. I think that part of their wildness or spontaneity makes them very good at what they do. So what they do for work could require a lot of energy. They could be a performer. They could be like a DJ on the weekends, or that's their job. You know, like somebody who has to get up and like put a lot of energy out there just to do their job. So it has to be somebody who has high motivation, high energy, high stimulation. But I feel like they're very good at what they do. And maybe you're very excited about that. I feel like you are proud to be with this person. They stand out in a crowd, Spirit just said. Okay. There could be a little bit of fame around them. Okay. There could be something connecting them. Local fame, something like that. But I do feel like you are happy to be with them. I will say that. Let's get some charms. Let's see what the charms are. So I have all these kind of fun new Valentine's Day charms. So we're going to do these. Nice scoop, heart dishes, and let's see. Let me go over here. And they've got letters and they've got some more hearts. So let's do the hearts first. So I have XOXO. I have You're My True Love. I have My Love. I feel like I want to say My One and Only. I felt like I'm not a serial dater. I'm a one-person person. Be Mine, exclusivity. Yeah, I'm not going to be dating a lot of different people. This is too cute, but how it's coming into me is that they could describe you to someone else as you're super cute. Maybe you're cute. Maybe you have just, I mean, some people are cute. Some people are, I don't know, you say different things, beautiful, stunning, but some people just have that kind of cute and perky and fun energy. And maybe that's how they see you, as you're super cute. I like your hair, your outfits, whatever, you're super cute. I have a XO again. I have True Love. We want true love, Spirit. Okay. Let's see what I'm feeling. Okay, I have the letter X and I have a letter H. So we're picking up a couple more letters. And okay. And what is this one? The letter A. Okay, I have a friend. Is this a Coke? Yeah. Okay, so I've got two categories happening here. I've got, what's this over here? Hold on, another letter, and then I'll do the other things. Okay, I have a Q, and this was an A, right? This is an A. Okay, so I have a Q and an A over there. So I have two things that are happening to me. First I have a Coca-Cola and I have French fries. So I have a junk food junkie. They're saying on the fly. It's not their fault. So maybe they're on the road a lot with work, or they are in between appointments or something like that. Maybe they have stops to make, but I felt like I'm going through the drive-throughs. I'm like, I don't have a choice. It's the easiest thing. Leave me alone. But this person has a lot of energy. They probably burn it off, but I'm going to say they're a junk food junkie. They, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King. Oh no, they're more sophisticated than that. They have Chick-fil-A, Spirit just said. So they try to eat healthy, going to Chick-fil-A. But they're going through drive-throughs. I feel like that's a clue. The second thing I have a sweet tooth, but it's specific. It's ice cream and it's cupcakes or cake. Okay, so I don't like pies. I want cupcakes with lots of frosting, or I want a piece of cake, like a piece of birthday cake, or I want real ice cream. I always have ice cream. They're showing me ice cream pops in the freezer, like a Klondike bar or a chocolate covered something, like something that has a wooden stick on it. Okay. So this person always has frozen ice cream treats in their freezer. Okay. So look for those. But don't bring a pie to their house because they don't like fruit pies. I feel like they're not a pie person, but they're definitely a cake person. So, and the fries. So the fries are big. The fries are, you can't go to a drive-through without getting the fries. Like that's a rule. You have to get the fries. So this person's got a little bit of a junk food junkie energy, and maybe they can get away with it. Who are you to judge if they're, they're healthy, they're looking good, they're feeling good, something like that. So let's see when this is coming. Let's see. Actually, let's do some loving messages. Spirit, anything about this connection? I do feel like eventually I'm going to end up in a relationship with this person and a commitment with this person. So I'm going to go there for a moment. Future feeling, Spirit. I have my love will always protect you. Yeah, that there is a sense of that, like I said, that stallion energy. It's very strong, divine masculine, very strong. I could write 1,000 love songs about you. Somebody could have some music background. Play an instrument, write songs, want to be a performer. I feel safe and at peace waking up in your arms. This very much a feeling of I love to hold you. Okay. I love to hold you in my arms. I would definitely go with that. I think that we spend a lot of time, maybe we just spend a lot of time, not in bed sexually, but we spend a lot of time in bed just hanging out, talking. I like to hold you in my arms. Maybe pillow talk, just this pillow talk is amazing. We talk for hours, things like that. And I have my soul recognized yours the instant we met. How beautiful. So, and there's fireworks going off in the background. So you definitely will feel the fireworks. I like that. Let's see when. Spirit, when. If this isn't in your life yet, we're going to put this out into the universe in a moment. We're going to claim what you did connect to and what it is that you're looking for and ask Spirit to bring it your way. Spirit, please share with me when. This one wants to come out. Amazing chemistry. Terrible timing. Okay, so maybe it's just not here yet. I'm not going to go with terrible timing. Maybe the timing just isn't today, but it's going to be, next month. That's okay. February. 9 months from now, we could know this is the one. Okay. The number 28. By the end of the day, this person you could know. But I always see cards like that as any day now. I don't necessarily look at it as today. I always feel like it's Spirit's way of saying, hey, it's on its way. It's any day now. And I have by the end of the week. So maybe we will have some good news. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, they said, an invitation. What's this invitation? Is it somebody as simple as reaching out to you and saying, hey, I want to take you out next weekend. I can't take you out this weekend because there's a foot of snow. But I can take you out next weekend, something like that. I think it's beautiful. Let's ask Spirit to guide it to you now. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. I want to thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Claim it, own it, it's yours in the comments. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, please go to my website, KathyMamolenPsychicMedium.com. Also, check out my other 2 YouTube channels, my Pick a Card channel, my Twin Flame channel, and I'll put the links in the description. I hope you enjoyed your reading today, and we'll see you all again real soon.